Hello everyone and welcome to the very first Songbird series episode, Aligning to the Melody of Your Soul. I'm Jennifer Parr and today's Songbird is Garth Brooks, Standing Outside the Fire.
Life is not tried, it is merely survived if you're standing outside the fire.
The reason that I chose the quote, life is not tried, it is merely survived if you're standing outside the fire, is that what I mean by the fire is life. Fire is that passion, that fiery light of life. And life is not tried, it's merely survived if we're standing outside of that. And to me what that means, standing inside of it, is actually looking things in the eye in your life. So those parts that might seem scary to look in the eye and that we might avoid are really important to actually stand inside of and face and look at, because otherwise life is just survived and we're just kind of standing on the outside and not really experiencing that fire and that passion and all that life has to offer us. And truly, our life purpose, our true fulfillment, our love, our happiness, our joy, all of it comes from looking things in the eye, from standing in that fire, from facing things, and then being able to transmute it, just like fire can, burn things and then it turns into smoke and then it dissipates into the atmosphere. It's kind of this beautiful process when you burn something, and that's really what life is about. When we really stand inside of it and look at things that need to be looked at in our lives, we can then transmute it and kind of disperse it back into the atmosphere, and really our fire just becomes brighter and stronger, and we shine brighter and stronger, and we can really live and be what we came here to be. And so I'm going to give you some real life examples of exactly what I mean by this. And these are some examples of not standing in the fire and kind of avoiding the fire and standing outside the fire. And so some examples could be staying really, really busy, just constantly on the go and not really taking time to stop and feel your inner guidance and just sit with yourself just in peace and be able to just kind of tap into yourself and your feelings and what's going on in your body and just stopping and listening. So staying really busy would be an example of standing outside the fire. Another example would be using alcohol as a way to kind of avoid things. So for example, if you're really stressed out and maybe you're had a really busy week at work, or you're stressed out over the kids or a relationship or whatever is going on, and you find yourself saying things like, I just it needed to be 5 o'clock so I can have a drink. I just need a glass of wine and then I'll be fine. Or, kind of using alcohol as a way to just sort of numb the feelings that don't feel so good, instead of looking at them and, finding out how you can transmute those feelings. Using alcohol as a way to just kind of avoid it. Food's another example. Overeating, emotional eating, so using food as a way to just avoid things. So those are a few examples. Shopping's another big one for people, spending money, just maybe money you don't even really have, just using your credit card and just, I need a new outfit, or I need to go shopping because that will make me feel better. There's a fine line between kind of a healthy and unhealthy relationship between some of those things I mentioned. So I'll mention that briefly because I do think it's important. My philosophy is, if any of this resonates with you, take what you resonate with and leave the rest. But in my opinion, I'll use alcohol as an example. If you are having a glass of wine because you truly enjoy the taste and the flavor, and you're just out with friends or, out in a wine vineyard or a park, and you want to have a glass of wine because it's something that you really just enjoy the taste of, and it's more just you enjoy it, that would be an example of a healthy relationship with it, versus kind of what I explained before, where it's more of a suppressing your feelings, or kind of just wanting to loosen up, have conversation or dance or different things. So just look at, how some of those things may show up in your life. And the only reason I point that out is because these are just examples of ways of signs that you may be avoiding things in your life, standing outside that fire. I'm going to give you some tips of ways that you can actually dive into the fire and face those things, and in a way that it won't be scary, and that can be graceful and fun and transformative, and afterwards, can really just lead you truly to living the life that you want to live, just really fulfilling, really aligned with your life purpose, tapped into your intuition, in the flow of life, just attracting, the perfect, soulmate, perfect career, perfect health, everything that truly is your birthright to have. So I'm going to give you 3 examples of things that you can do to stand inside the fire. Okay, number 1, take a time out every single day. This is so important, and I'm sure you've heard this a million times before, but I cannot tell you how important it is to take, it doesn't matter if it's 5 minutes, if it's 10 minutes, whatever it is, you absolutely, positively have to take a time out in your day. When was the last time you actually sat and just did nothing? Just sit on your couch after a long day and literally did nothing. Can you remember? We need that time. Our bodies, especially, in today's world, we're just so overloaded with cell phones and TV and computer and work and traffic and just so much stimulation that our bodies need to rest. They need to relax. They need that time. And so if you could create some kind of ritual where maybe it's every night before bed, you put on some relaxing music, and you could get an essential oil diffuser. They're these really cool little, you plug them in and you put some water in, a few drops of essential oil, plug it in, and it kind of fills the room with this delicious scent. So you could even try that, fill your room with a really nice scent, play some relaxing music, light a candle, and just lay there listening to music, even if it's for 5 minutes. Just something to just stop and rest and relax I can't even stress how important that is. And that's really going to help you to just let your mind rest and to start learning how to let your body relax, and then be able to tap into, how you're really feeling and what's really going on inside of you. And that's the very first step to doing it. You absolutely have to. This is so important. If you don't do anything else, do that. Just find a way to take time for yourself, no matter how short, every single day. Number 2 is make a list of 10 things that will bring you joy that you can do. So they could be writing, dancing, art, finding a, beach volleyball team to join, taking singing lessons, anything that maybe you've been thinking of, or and you just haven't made the time for, or just sit down and really brainstorm 10 things that you would love to do, and pick 1 or 2 of your top things on the list and commit to doing them. Commit to what day you're going to research it, what day you're going to do it every week, and put it on your calendar and do it. The energy of joy and doing things that you love will also bring in, it'll just bring in new insight, new inspiration, and it'll start shifting energy in your life. So that's a really, really great way to just create changes and really step into the fire, the passion, the joy of life is to start doing things that bring you joy. Even if it's a nature walk, watching the sunset once a week, whatever it is, just write a list of 10 things and commit to picking 1 to 2 to implement right away. Number 3 is get support. You are not meant to do this alone. So if you're feeling like some of the things I was explaining, that's you. Maybe you are kind of standing outside the fire a little bit in life, and you're not, truly as happy and joyful and, fulfilled as you would like to be. Maybe you have a longing for something more, finding your life purpose, doing work you love, attracting a perfect relationship, perfect health, whatever it is that you want to experience that you're not currently experiencing. Again, you're not meant to do it alone. So there's so many teachers and resources and things out there. And I heard a statistic that 30% of your gross annual income is meant to be reinvested into yourself. So how much are you reinvesting in yourself now? And find ways that you can get support so that you can live that fiery, passionate life that you're meant to be living. So in closing, I just want to wish you so much love, so much light, so much blessings. I hope this was helpful. Feel free to share any comments. Let me know your thoughts, questions. I'm here to help. I'm here to support you. And I want you to live a fiery, passionate life, standing inside that fire of life, looking things in the eye, and truly living the life of your dreams. Thank you again for listening to the very first Songbird series, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.